So here's the challenge. I had to create a complete level of Super Mario game in less than 24 hours. I will choose Godot as a game engine to make this game because this is the most software I'm familiar with. So open Godot and create a new project and choose a name for this project. So to make this game in Godot, we need to create different scenes. The main scene where we add the platforms and we set the settings for the gravity and all this stuff. A second scene for the player, which is the main character Mario. And more scenes, we will add them later for the enemies and all this stuff. Now, under the scene of the main character Mario, we need to add different nodes like animated sprite, which is the character itself, the collision shape to define the shape of the character, and camera 2D to follow the character wherever he goes. So after I added all the nodes for the main character, we have to add the image.png so we can define the frames of the character so it looks like an animation instead of a fixed picture. So here I added the image, I split it by defined horizontal and vertical squares, and then I chose the 5 characters to make the animation. So once the character is animated, I define the shape of the character so he can hold on the ground and if he touch an enemy he's gonna die. We have to define the width and the height of the character. It's a very simple process just by adding a circle or a square and then change the shape of this circle or square to match the character itself. So after I completed the character, I upload another image to make the platform in the game. So this image is a part of the asset that I have. This asset is completely free. You can find it on the internet. And also I can put it in the description if you want to download it. This asset includes a lot of different blocks and animations. You can use them in your game. And as I said, it's completely free, so you can use it wherever you want. Here I define the blocks that I want to apply the gravity on. So once the game starts and the character fall, once he touch one of these blocks, he's gonna hold on it. I went to the internet to find like a very simple level of Super Mario game and just to try to make a similar platform. I chose a very simple platform just to not make things overwhelming and I started to making it on Godot. So just after I completed the basic ground to move on, if I run the game, I can move the character and jump. Now I have to add the enemy, so I went to search for something. You know, in Super Mario there is this brown mushroom and the turtle. So I find an image of the turtle, I download it, I remove the background and I can use it as an enemy. The turtle in the game should be moving right and left all the time. So I started making the frames for the turtle. On each 5 to 6 seconds, it moves from the right to left and then the opposite as well. At some point, I wasn't able to add any frames to the turtle because I wasn't able to see them, but I made some research and I find the problem, then I solved it. Now, after the turtle is moving, we have to make the dying part. So, if Mario touches the turtle, he should die. to make the dying part, I wrote a code, which is the function when the character touches the turtle. What happened in this function? So once they touch each other's, the character will disappear. Just I'm gonna hide it. And next we will do the animation so the character dies, or we can just respawn the character, which is Mario, and we can restart the game. If you use Godot to make games, I'm gonna advise you to start structuring everything from the beginning of the work, because once you will have a lot of nodes and animations and especially the scripts, you will not be able to do anything. So you have to create another project and start all over again. So try to structure everything from the beginning to be to make everything simple and clear for the most advanced part of the project. Now we have to add the background of the game. I was trying to find a image similar to the one in the original game, but I wasn't able to find it. So I added a image a bit similar to what we see in Mario. It was just like a simple sky with ground, trees, and like that. I realized that the character is too large comparing with the character in Super Mario, so I changed its size and the shape, and I increased the jump because there is some blocks too high to reach them, so I increased the jump. So once he can jump to reach these blocks, he will be able to do it. The great part in Godot that a lot of functions are already built in. So for the main character to move it right, left, and jump, everything are already made in the script of the character. So to change the height of the jump, you just change the number. You don't have to write everything from scratch. Now to make the game a little bit harder, I duplicate the turtle to add it in different places, and it has the same animations and the same movements. I just duplicate the nodes and I changed its place. That's it. I also deleted some blocks between the platforms just to make the game a little bit harder, and I added instead of these another blocks higher, so Mario must jump to pass to the other side. Let's add some coins as well. I already have the image that has four different picture of the coin. I split it by setting the horizontal and vertical squares of the image, and I chose the four different images as animation, and it works. Just I have to set the position of the coin and the function to make the character able to collect it. Once I was done with setting everything about the coin, I just copied it and pasted it in different places, so we have many coins. When you have to make a link between two nodes like the character and the coin, it gets a little bit frustrating because there is a lot of links in the list and you have to know which one to choose, then edit the function to work as you need. But once you do it many times, you will get too comfortable with it. That's fine. Also, let's add more blocks to make the platform larger. I duplicated more of the turtle and I put it in different places. I also added this mid pyramid. It's similar to the one in the original game. You just have to jump from the first side to the other side. Once the main scene is done, I added a new scene for the flag. The flag is the point where the character just won the game. This scene also needs the same things like the previous ones. I defined the shape for it, and after making it, I worked on the script part to make a connection between Mario and the flag. So once he touch it, he's gonna win the game. Other than the flag scene, I added another scene to show a message, which is you win the game. It's simple, just in a scene I added a text, and this text also should be animated with the script with writing a script for it. Once everything completed, I added the flag to the final point of the platform. Also change the size of the flag and the position. And after that, I made some edits for the you win scene just to make it bigger and to show it when I touch the flag. I'm very happy with the results that I achieved, especially when you're stuck on some issues and you don't know how to solve them, and then after a few hours you just find the solution. I thought it's gonna take a lot more time than what it takes, but whatever, I'm proud of what I made. I know that the original game has a lot more features than what I made, like the superpower and everything else, but at least I made the basics, and for sure if I put more time in this, I'm sure I will make something so much better than that.